What to do when a student reports that they've had technical difficulties either submitting a test or an assignment, and now because they've only had one attempt, they're now locked out from doing it again. The good news is you have the ability to correct this problem yourself. If you contact me or the Open SUNY Help Desk, that'll only delay the same thing that I'm going to show you here. First, if they submitted it and the assignment was set up correctly, if you go into Grade Center and needs grading, or test for that matter, it will show up here. This was a test that was set up for the students, but the student reported for some technical reason they were unable to submit the test properly, or they got blank answers for all of their submissions. Well, the first thing you do is find the item that they're talking about. In this case, this is the item. You would open it up, and then you would actually submit it if it was something that was late. That way it'll send it to the gradebook. If it wasn't late and it was submitted on time, follow these next steps. You'd go to the full grade center, and then you'd find the item in question. In this case, it's the timed test alternative. Here you'll see the student, timed test alternative. You'll see that the student got a 0 because they experienced technical problems. What you need to do is clear the attempt. And you would do that by clicking the down arrow next to the student's entry. Click View Grade Details. Find the entry in question, which is right here, and then clear the attempt. If you do this, then the item will be open for the students to take again. However, you have to make sure the item is available for your students to take. And you would do that by clicking Content, find the location of the item. In this case, it's in the Tests folder, and this would be the item in question. You would edit the test options and make sure there's nothing here that would prevent your students from taking. You want to make sure forced completion is off. I recommend strongly, can't recommend strongly enough, don't do time tests. And make sure there's not a display until, if you do this, even if you clear the attempt, the student will not be able to access the test. And leave the due date alone, because everything submitted after that due date will be flagged with a late mark, just like you saw earlier, and then you'll know what assignment this was for. And you also know what student requested still having access. If you have other students submitting their tests late and they didn't get permission from you to submit it late, you have the option of either reducing their grade or giving them a 0. Then you would scroll down to the bottom and hit Submit.